Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will do IELTS reading test and our question is yes, no, not given. We will do from question number 20 to 26. Do the following statements reflect the situation as described by the writer in reading passage number 2? In boxes 20 to 26 on your answer sheet, write yes, no, not given. If the statement reflects to the situation as described by the writer, it will be yes. If the statement contradicts the writer, it will be no. If it is impossible to know what the situation is from the passage, the answer will be not given. So we will start from the question number 20. In 1903, women in Australia were still not allowed to vote. We will come to the passage where 1903 will be written, and we found the passage. Formed in 1903 by the political campaigner Mrs. Emmeline Pankhurst and her daughters Christabel and Sylvia, the WSPU began an educated campaign to put women's suffrage on the political agenda. New Zealand, Australia, and parts of the United States had already enfranchised women, and growing number of their British counterparts wanted the same opportunity. Enfranchised means allowing to vote. Australia and parts of the United States had already enfranchised women. It's mean they allowed women to vote. So what is the question? In 1903, women in Australia were still not allowed, but in the passage it is clearly seen it is allowed to vote. It is allowed for women to vote. So our first answer will be no, and we will also write on the IELTS reading answer sheet no. I'll suggest write your answers on IELTS reading answer sheet as soon as possible. It will save your time as well. So our next question is, the main organs of communication for the WSPU were its two newspapers. We will move forward from where we skipped. And growing number of their British counterparts wanted the same opportunity with their slogan "Deeds, not words," and the introduction of the colour scheme. The WSPU soon brought the movement the cohesion and focus it has previously lacked. Membership grew rapidly, and women deserted the many other less directed groups and joined it. But 1903, the WSPU headquarters, called the Women's Press Shop, had been established in Charing Cross Road, and in spite of limited communications, radio or television, and minimal use of the telephone, the message had spread around the country, with members and branch officers stretching to as far away as Scotland. The newspaper produced by the WSPU first votes for the women and later the suffragettes played a vital role in their communication. Both were sold throughout the country. Both means woman and the later suffragette. WSPU, the newspaper produced by the WSU, first votes for the woman and later the suffragette played a vital role in their communication. Both were sold throughout the country and proved an invaluable way of informing members of meeting. So our next answer will be yes, because the statement reflects the situation as described by the writer. So our third question will be, the work of the WSPU was mainly confined to London and the South. So we have already seen that there is not written about the London and the South. It is written as Scotland. We will start reading from. By 1906, the WSPU headquarters, called the Women's Press Shop, had been established in Charing Cross Road, and in spite of limited communications, no radio or television, and minimal use of telephone, the message had spread around the country, with members and branch officers stretching to as far as Scotland. So it contradicts the writer's statements. The answer will be no. We will also write both answers on the IELTS reading answer sheet. The answer of 21st question is yes, and the 22nd is no. We will move forward to the question number 24. The women's exhibition in 1909 met with great opposition from the parliament. We will move to the passage where 1909 will be written. So we found the passage. Here it is written 1909. But the paper and merchandising activities alone did not provide sufficient funds for the WSPU to meet organizational costs. So numerous other fundraising activities combined to fill the coffers of the war chest. The most notable of these was the women's exhibition, which took place in 1909 in a Knightsbridge ice skating rink, and in 10 days raised the equivalent of £250,000 today. The Museum of London's exhibition is largely visual, with a huge number of items on show against a quiet. So there is no answer, and our answer will be not given because the statement is impossible to the writer's view. So we will write not given. Actually, we missed the question number of we missed the question 23rd, so we will do it right now. The WSPU's and newspapers were mainly devoted to the society news and gossip. We will move to the passage from where we skipped. The newspaper produced by the WSPU, first Votes for Women and later the Suffragettes, played a vital role in their communication. Both were sold throughout the country and proved an invaluable way of informing members of meeting, marches, fundraising activities, and the latest news and views on the movement. So it again contradicts the writer's statement. The answer will also be no. We will both answers on the IELTS reading answer sheet, no and not given. The last but not least, no, it is second last. The Museum of London exhibition includes some of the goods sold by the movement. The Museum of London's exhibition is largely visual, with a huge number of items on show against a quiet on show, which is largely visual with a huge number of items on show against a quiet background, hum of street sounds. Copies of the suffragette campaigns, banners and photographs are all on display. So the statement reflects the situation. So the answer will be yes. We will move forward to the last question. It is last but not the least. The opponents of the suffragettes made film opposing the movement. So we will move forward to the passage. Windows display postcards and greeting cards designed by the women artists for the moment, and the quality of the artwork indicates the wealth of resources the WSPU could call on from its talented members. Visitors can watch a short film made up of old newsreels and cinema material, which clearly reveals the political mood of the day today towards the suffragettes. So it also reflects the situation as described by the writer. The answer will be yes. We will write both answers on the IELTS reading answer sheet. Yes and yes. I hope you might get know better. Thank you.